Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division, qualifying round edition here on the Golf Clash Tommy YouTube channel. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. Last but not least, get the best master guide on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below. And obviously, if you're looking for guides for any other division, we do have it all. Make sure to follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, the elevation adjustment, and also what club and ball type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that these are suggestions. These are not something that you have to follow if you don't want to, but there's definitely a plan behind it. Let's go to hole number 1. We start off with hole number 1 and we go to absolute max distance with a berserker ball. Right side of the white ring by the rough line, and then we apply 5.5 bar topspin and 2 bars of side spin to the left. Once that is done, we shall then adjust maximum distance plus 10. So we do adjust for maximum distance plus 10 power 5 ball settings, and then we shall push up. And as you will notice here now, that having the ball guideline pointing straight in terms of looking at the tee box, very important. And with a 14 miles per hour, I do push up to plus 30, just barely plus 30. But I would say, you know, maybe like a plus 29 would maybe be better. In the end, though, it's such a minor difference here, and it shouldn't be making a difference. We want the ball to bounce on the fairway like that, then it bounces on the second fairway over towards the green area, and as the green slopes, you know, it goes up and then falls down, which will in the end result into a very nice and simple putt. If you do hit a great left or a great right with your drive, you will most likely see yourself being in the rough at some place. Have in mind though that you can still use the funnel at the back end of the green even if you do get into the rough or into the sand for that matter. But if we do hit perfect with the drive, you know, then we're not gonna have that issue. But we start off hole 1 with an absolute must eagle. For hole number 2, we are going to play an absolute money shot. 2 bars of backspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. Now we will be looking at 3 things. Top left of the blue ring by the bush. And then we do have 1/4/1/3 of the yellow ring outside on the fairway with the ball guideline just crawling into the hole. Adjustment here now is going to be 1-to-1 minus 0.2, and as you can see as well, I do play with a 1201 pull angle. The pull angle is very important, as if you do not go with that 1201 pull angle, you will be having a massive problem when it comes to getting this one correct. But if you do the pull angle correct, I don't want to sit here and promise anything, but it's such a massive funnel, and this shot has been dropping every single time with a perfect so far, that I feel very confident with this. Minimum distance with a 30% over adjustment, power 0 ball setting, but we do play with a power 1 ball instead. Quarterback is the club, and again, money shot for hole number 2. Hole number 3, we shall be playing with a wind 5 power 3 ball. 5 bars of top spin, 1 bar left spin. Now I'm looking to start just before plus 12 with half of the blue ring inside the rough with a Apocalypse level 7 and 8. A Apoc 5 and a Apoc 6 shall have the red ring by the rough line to the left, and also obviously at plus 11. Max plus 10 is what we do adjust, and even if we do adjust into overpower, we shall not use any overpower whatsoever. Perfect ball. Now we're going to look very closely on our yardage, and you see it rolls up here very nicely, and we get ourselves to around 360 yards, actually exactly 360 yards. The reason I'm not adding mid or max in the info box for the next shot is because we're going to play just based on slider and yardage, because we're playing a linear way of this hole. 1.1 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right, ball guideline through the hole with top of the yellow ring by the rough line. And now we shall, from 360, we shall apply 74% slider with minus 5% under adjustment. So this is somewhat an uphill adjustment that we're going to do. So in that case, we're going to adjust according to that as well. So 74% slider and minus 5% elevation, and then it's time to try to take our shot. Perfect ball for once with the sniper, and when we do hit perfect with the sniper, we usually get close and we get this one to drop lovely at left side of the cup. So this is a very good chance. Definitely using the slider percentage as explained will give you an absolute brilliant chance making a drop here on hole number 3. For hole number 4, we are going to play a no movement shot here with our quarterback. So we start with quarterback, then we apply spin directly. 3 bars of backspin, 0.7 bars of side spin to the right is what we're looking for. Now the adjustment is going to be medium distance with a 10% over adjustment, power 1 ball settings. So you will see that I do play with a power 0 ball here. And it is recommended to play with a power 0 ball. But if you don't have a power 0 wind 5 ball, you can play with a power 1 wind 5 ball up to the wind that is 7.9 miles per hour. And you can see here it bounces nicely on the fairway there, and it comes in with a beautiful speed, but we are just burning the left edge there. So the thing that I would like us to add here is to add a flicker 1201 pull angle. Then we will see this one dropping nicely for hole number 4. For hole number 5, we will be making a no movement drive here, by meaning that we do not touch the target until it's time to adjust the rings. Max topspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, and that will leave us with a max no elevation for the drive. Once that is done, we will push up to max. Make sure that the ball guideline is pointing straight, otherwise you might pull up in the wrong angle, and that would create a problem for you. Even though the needle doesn't shake, it doesn't mean that it didn't. This is a replay, so this video has the replay glitch which doesn't display the needle shaking. So we're getting the ball to be as close to the top of the rough possible. This is a drive with Apocalypse level 8. I would recommend to do this the same with Apocalypse level 7. I could honestly see ourselves playing with an Apocalypse level 6 and 5, but then to use a power 5 ball instead to make sure that we do have the power. Second shot, we're gonna play with the Falcon or the Thorn, depending on what short iron you feel the most comfortable with. Here I am in absolute maximum distance, and even though this looks like somewhat of a easy short iron, it is not. The extended ball guideline is going to be massive, and you're gonna have to leave the tip of the ball guideline short of pin. Now we leave it approximately half a green square. I would say back up and play it 1 green square short of pin instead. Adjustment here from complete max is going to be complete max as well, with a 10% over adjustment with the Falcon level 8. Time to take our shot, and here you can notice the reason why I told you to back up a little bit more than what I did show, or like what I did here in the video, because direction wise we're coming in very nicely, but the problem is we hit the pin with a second bounce, so the ball doesn't really get to slow down. Sure, it's a simple birdie, simple eagle putt, but it would taste really good with an albatross here for hole number 5. Okay, so I will show you 2 options here, and first we're gonna start with the new ball, which is called Virtuoso, and we stretch out to absolute max position. When it comes to Apocalypse level 6 and 5, you will in that case use full white ring outside on the fairway in complete stretched out position. Max topspin, half a bar of side spin to the right, and the topspin boost that we're adding is what makes this ball get down the hill quite frankly easily here. And you see here it rolls and it falls down, and the only thing that we're looking for is to get it down towards the fairway area just here by the green. Not saying that, you know, like, just let's face it, we cannot make an eagle on this one by going to green. So we're gonna have to lay up like that. This shot is maybe makeable with the Ryder Cup ball as well, which has topspin boost 3, but power 4 instead. I haven't tested with it, but the new ball works perfectly, and obviously we're gonna take a look at what we're gonna do if we don't have this type of ball. But if we do get down there, you can see here that from this area, and now we shall in that case look for where is max. It's pretty close to be just at the pin there, but not entirely. So I will play no spin, and I will be playing this one 92% slider, 55% elevation with power 3 ball settings. So it's going to be around 17.5 rings if I'm not mistaken here. So we do adjust, and then we're going to take our shot. Obviously important with such a high wind that we're having here now to hit perfect to give this ball a chance. Bouncing nicely, and we get this one right at pin. Beautiful and very tough one to get. The reason I'm not adding an elevation or a club distance for you on the info box is due to that we're using a fixed position. As you can see there, full white ring was outside on the fairway. If you play with Apocalypse level 7, level 8 with an 11.8 miles per hour, you use half of the white ring. If you do have an 11.2, which is the base that I'm using in the guide, then you have the white ring flushed by the rough line there instead, and then you're getting your ball down the hill there to get yourself a nice little eagle. But let's take a look what type of shot we can play if we do not have the new ball called Virtuoso. So for the more safe approach, I use a no movement shot, which gives me, you know, again, no movement shot. We don't touch the rings until it's time to adjust them. Max top spin, and we adjust max plus 10. Full curl, full overpower, and now a great left here will get the ball down the fairway as we are looking for. With this type of shot, I'm not looking to get the ball down the fairway because I feel that it's going to be an extreme amount of luck if that's going to happen. And again, you know, if we play with APOC 5 or APOC 6, that will not happen, regardless if you want to or not. Do you need to play with a Spartan ball here? No, you don't. Play with whatever power 4 ball that suits the one that you do have. You can even go and play a wind 3 power 4 ball as well to save up on balls. But I play with a Spartan in this example. Second shot, we're going to play this one medium distance, and we will be playing 80% elevation. So a lot of elevation here, but look at this shot. Honestly, this is not a shot that's gonna drop a lot, unfortunately. And we're going to have to just do our best and estimate in the best of our abilities. No spin. And I'm adjusting with the ball guideline to the hole. And again, adjustment here is going to be a lot of rings. So even for a 7.7 miles per hour. So there is a benefit, obviously, to reduce the wind a little bit so you don't have to adjust for ages. But you can hear in the way that I'm expressing myself with talking about this type of shot is that this is, in my opinion, a birdie shot. Like, sure, you might drop it one time or two, but in the end, though, this is not going to be a shot that you're going to drop that much. Reason I do not have 80% listed in info box is because I have never had a shot like with that much elevation, and therefore I do not have a number to display there. So 80% elevation, true distance really, and then just do your best. But if you do have the club for it, and if you have the ball, then I strongly recommend to go with a more aggressive option to give yourself a fair chance for an eagle here on hole number 6 in the qualifying round. For hole number 7, we will play with the quarterback as well as the other par 3s. 5 bars of backspin, and you will notice here that I just removing a tiny little click of side spin. So we should be playing this one 1.9 side spin to the right and 5 bars of backspin. Now we're looking for the white ring to be by the sand trap line with the third bounce to be just on top of the fringe. That is what we're looking for. Adjustment medium distance with a 25% over adjustment. Power 2 ball settings. Perfect ball is what we are getting, and we love how this one is coming in here speed wise and also obviously direction wise. And you see here it rolls, and we get that one right at pin for a beautiful hole in one on another and otherwise a very tough par 3. Hole number 8, everything is about the drive here in my opinion. Max topspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. And we're looking to have the red ring by the rough line starting at plus 13, just below plus 14. And ball guidelines pointing towards the left edge of the bunker, not something that you should be focused at about. It's important to get the plus yardage and the rings correct. Adjustment, max plus 10. We will apply left side of the ball just outside the wall to the left and 2 rings of overpower. And have in mind, even if you haven't adjusted up into overpower, you shall still use 2 rings of overpower. You need that extra space there. Tiny great left will be okay here, same with right, but a bad great left will clip the rough with the second bounce and roll out. But then you have the trees in your way, that's going to be extremely difficult, and a bad great right will go into the bunker. So it is a tough drive. You can play with other type of balls than Megalodon ball or Turkey 2020 ball, but it's going to make it tougher because you're going to have to use more overpower if, let's say, use a Win 3 Power 5 ball instead. Second shot, we're gonna go for a dunk. I know there's plenty of players not liking the dunk, but due to the uneven terrain, we shall go for a dunk here. The reference that you can see with the thorn is that if you are 2 green squares short of pin, you play minimum distance minus 5%. But the position is everything here. Look, my position of the blue arrows, back end of the cup, and also if you look at the inner ring, it is basically, you know, the bottom of the inner ring is by the edge of the cup. Adjustment here, again, minimum distance minus 5 based on being 2 green squares short of pin when being in absolute min club. Now, very important when you do take this shot, no accidental underpower or overpower, because that will impact this type of shot. Straight at pin for, not straight at pin, but straight in the hole for a lovely eagle. In my book, this is a must eagle if you get the drive over there, because again, it's a short iron, it's a dunk, and it should be makeable. But I understand that if you are not comfortable with dunks in general, it might be a bit trickier. But it's better to ask before you take the shot than after, because this here, you can definitely get yourself one up on your opponents. For hole number 9, we do need to play with a power 5 ball, Win 4 ball, or one of the top spin boost ball. But here we will see one drive first and foremost that is just with a normal power 5 Win 4 ball called the Megalodon. Max top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right, and we make a no movement drive, meaning that we do not touch the rings. Sorry, we do not touch the target until it's time to adjust the rings. That was a really bad great right, but we will see the ball still bounce nicely on the fairway, and then we will get over the rough here very nicely. And, you know, a little bit lucky. Sometimes if you do have a bad wind, you might clip the rough with the second bounce. You will still get out there and get the eagle, and that is really what we're looking for here now. And before we do go to the second shot, I want to show you the drive with a topspin boost ball called Virtuoso. You can play this one with the Ryder Cup ball. There's also other topspin boost ball as well. There isn't that many, but there is definitely a ball for what we're looking for. We do want to use as much topspin possible, obviously. And here you can see that I play with Apocalypse level 6. And I would say that playing with a power 5 ball is not possible to get over with Apocalypse 5 or 6. So, but with the topspin boost ball, we will not have any problems whatsoever here, even though the topspin boost ball here is a power 3 ball, not a power 5 ball. But look how this ball will get the kick after the first bounce here. Sure, a minor great left, we rather want to hit great right if we're gonna hit great in some form. See, it bounces. Look how much that can kick over, and it's basically the same as we would be having in a Poke 8 and Power 5 ball. So again, you choose what ball to go with. In the end, we're playing for getting this to be as a safe eagle possible, because the Albatross honestly is going to be extremely rare. Now, second shot, we're gonna play based on true distance, playing somewhere between medium and maximum distance with a minus 10% elevation. So I'm using 4 bars of topspin, letting the ball guideline go very far through the hole. We are using a little bit too little, and I would strongly recommend you to use 3 bars of topspin instead of 4. 3 bars would definitely be more sufficient and will get you a proper speed. Even though we do hit a perfect ball with this shot, you will see that I will come in way too hot for this actually to have a chance to get a drop, even though we are close. Perfect ball, as you will see. Again, bounces nicely into the rough there as we want to, but speed-wise is way too hot, and even if we would be getting that one right at pin, I have a serious doubt that that will actually stop it and make it to drop. That will most likely hit the pin and roll out. Very difficult hole here from 30, and again, getting an eagle here, you should be satisfied with that. We should be able to drop plenty on the ones that already shown for hole 8, for hole 1 to hole 8 before we get to hole 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division, the qualifying round edition. Make sure you get the best master guide on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the quarterback tournament.